Hello, my name is Miriam Khan, and for my mini project I will be analyzing the state crimes dataset specifically in the state of Maryland. I chose to narrow my focus on Maryland because I have many friends and relatives there, so I grew up going there to visit them. I noticed that crimes were very prevalent and such stereotypes were associated with Maryland, so that's why I chose to analyze this dataset in Maryland. Before I begin analyzing my data, I have to look at my abstraction. An abstraction is a set of properties about a real-world entity that can be turned into data. Using the data in the state crime dataset, inferences can be made about different states, such as standards of living, poverty rate, and population age. So, the following slide shows a diagram of the abstracted dataset to be analyzed. The data map is a list of dictionaries. The dictionaries that will be used for this analysis are year, total, which is generated from the data dictionary, violent and property, which are generated from the total dictionary, and all, which consists of all violent or property crimes, and these are generated from the property and violent dictionaries. There are many limitations in this data set. First, crime statistics may not be given for certain years. Second, some crimes are not reported, so the accuracy may not be entirely correct. Third, it limits our analysis to only violent and property crimes, so we're not able to look into other types of crime. Lastly, it may be difficult to assess a wide variety of populations. The question I chose to analyze is what is the trend of violent and property crimes in Maryland over the course of 20 years between 1993 and 2012. As we can see, both visualizations show the total property or violent crimes that occurred in Maryland between 1993 and 2012. The visualization on the left shows the property crime totals from 1993 to 2012, and the visualization on the right shows the violent crime totals from 1993 to 2012. So both visualizations, what they have in common is that they showed fairly high crimes during 1993. However, property crimes increased until 1995, and then they began to decline until 2012, resulting in less than 18,000 total property crimes. Yet, until 1995, the total violent crimes decreased and then increased back to 50,000 total crimes. And after 1995, the violent crimes decreased until 2012. So we can infer from this trend that both violent and property crimes will continue to decrease with slight fluctuations throughout, as we can see. So in property crimes, you can see a slight increase from 2000 to about 2001, and then you see a decrease again, and then again from 2007 it increases until about 2008, and then it decreases again until 2010. And then we can see in violent crimes, we can see that there's a drastic decline from about 1998, 1999 until 2000, where it increases again, and then it remains constant until 2002, and then it declines again in 2003, 2004, and then it slightly increases in 2005, and then just declines in 2010. Based on the analysis, there are various stakeholders who are affected or interested, such as criminals, victims, law enforcement, and insurance agencies. Criminals could see that crime rates have lowered, so they're less likely to commit crimes in Maryland because they have a higher chance of being caught if they commit a crime. They also are less inclined to commit a crime because law enforcement are better able to prevent property and violent crimes from occurring. Victims could determine if they want to live or work in Maryland. The lower the crime rate, the more likely they will have an interest in a lifestyle in Maryland. Third, law enforcement can enforce rules and regulations based on crime rates over the last couple of decades. The more violent and property crimes that occur, the stricter laws should be enforced. Lastly, if there is a decline in property crimes, insurance companies can charge victims of these crimes less than what they would pay, because these crimes are not as prevalent. However, if property crimes continue to rise, then insurance agencies will be more interested in charging them more money. And that is the end of my presentation, and I have the honor code here. Thank you for listening and watching.